So, here's the essence: time is precious. Let me share Bill Bailey's perspective on time. Life isn't simply the passage of hours and days, it's a tapestry woven with experiences, how often they occur, and their depth of impact. Life isn't just about watching the clock tick, it's about embracing moments that resonate deeply. When my friend Mark passed away at 44, some said it was too young. Yet, if he lived a life filled with richness and intensity, perhaps it was enough. Regardless of our lifespan, the goal is to fill it with meaningful experiences and their profound impact. Now, let's discuss time management. Remember this insight: when should you start building this hotel? The answer: as soon as it's completed. Similarly, consider this principle for time: when should you start your day? As soon as you have it planned. Prepare your day thoughtfully, leaving room for improvements, surprises, and the usual twists life brings. But if you've crafted a well-organized and productive day, then start it promptly. You'll find your time becomes incredibly valuable when approached this way. Don't start your day until you have it planned out. Here's another tip: don't start your week until you've planned it out. Mapping out a week can be a challenge, but it sets the stage for productivity and success. And finally, don't start your month until you've planned it out as well. Planning ahead ensures you're prepared for what lies ahead and maximizes your efficiency and effectiveness. As you plan your month, consider all the places to go, people to meet, and goals to achieve, whether it's productivity, sales, customer relationships, or development. Don't jump into the month without a clear plan. Ensure it's mapped out in your mind first. And when it comes to the year ahead, don't begin until you've envisioned it to the best of your ability. While you can't plan every minute detail, outline your goals and aspirations for the year ahead well before January 1st arrives. Plans may evolve and change as you progress, and that's okay. Sometimes, the first 90 days bring such progress that you can double or triple your initial expectations. This happened to me once. After the first 3 months, I was so energized by the momentum that I completely revised my annual plan, setting the stage for a truly remarkable year ahead. Here's a note on approaches to managing time. Consider this unconventional approach: sometimes, ignoring the concept of time management can be beneficial advice. Don't let it overwhelm you. Remember, you aren't obligated to adhere to any strict schedule. If you feel like letting go and going with the flow, that's perfectly fine too. Ignore external pressures that dictate what you ought to or should be doing, unless they provide general guidance. When teaching, it's more effective to use inclusive language like "we should," rather than constantly directing individuals on what they should do. This approach fosters a more collaborative and less confrontational environment, empowering individuals to make choices aligned with their own goals. In one of my seminars, I often highlight an intriguing observation: while all other forms of life strive to their fullest potential, humans often struggle with this. This perspective encourages reflection on how we can better align our actions with our innate potential to achieve greater fulfillment and success. Consider this thought: will a tree ever grow only halfway? No, a tree stretches its roots deep into the earth, reaches skyward to its full height, and produces every leaf and fruit it possibly can, maximizing its potential in every way. It's a stark contrast to human beings, who often fall short of their full potential. Why is that? The answer lies in the unique dignity of human choice. Unlike robots, we're not bound to repeat each year identical to the last. We possess the freedom to discard last year's plans and create new ones. This freedom is fundamental to being human. It's our choice whether to embrace all that we are meant to be or settle for less, whether that means mastering one skill or 10, learning one language or several. Personal dignity comes into play here. It's crucial not to impose arbitrary limits on ourselves or others. Whether someone strives for mastery in multiple arts or focuses on a single pursuit, the decision should respect their individual aspirations and dignity. So, if the topic of time management seems overwhelming, remember this perspective and consider the next approach. Consider this scenario: imagine a salesperson who dreams of owning the company they work for. Finally achieving that goal, they find themselves overwhelmed. They reminisce about the days when they were in sales, making good money and playing golf 3 times a week without a care. Now, as an owner, their life feels consumed by management responsibilities. They long for the freedom they once enjoyed in sales and contemplate returning to it. This story highlights a key lesson: when life becomes too demanding, sometimes stepping back to a role with less pressure can be beneficial. It's akin to a little girl who notices her father's absence due to work demands. She innocently questions why he can't simply be in a slower groups where he might have more time for family. These examples underscore the importance of balancing ambition with personal well-being and family time. They remind us that success shouldn't come at the cost of our happiness or relationships. Finding the right balance between career aspirations and personal fulfillment is essential for a fulfilling life. Take note of this valuable insight: if you find yourself lacking time for your children, perhaps it's time to reconsider your pace. Reflecting on my own experiences, I realized that some pursuits I chased after came at too high a cost. It's crucial to reassess. Now, let's discuss a key aspect of time management: the notion that working longer and harder is the path to success. Initially, I pushed myself relentlessly in pursuit of personal growth and achievement. However, I nearly sacrificed my health in that pursuit. By the end of the first year, I was physically worn down. It was a wake-up call when I realized that even if I achieved wealth quickly, what good was it if I couldn't enjoy it? I began to adopt a more balanced approach. While there may be times when working longer hours is necessary, there's a limit to how much one can sustainably do. It's important to find a balance that allows for productivity without compromising well-being. Working longer and harder can be effective, especially when you're idle, but it's vital to recognize when it starts costing too much, whether in terms of health, relationships, or personal fulfillment. Here's a crucial insight: rather than focusing solely on working harder, strive to work smarter. When you've exerted yourself to the fullest physically and made the most of your time, the ultimate key to effective time management lies in skill enhancement. Reflecting on my early days in sales, I recall being surrounded by colleagues who could close deals effortlessly, while I struggled to convert just 1 out of 10 prospects. To compensate for my lack of skill, I dedicated countless hours to the job, increasing my numbers to make up for what I lacked in finesse. It's a fundamental principle in sales: when you're new, quantity often compensates for quality. As I honed my skills and became more proficient, I discovered that I could achieve more with fewer attempts. This shift occurred because my ability to persuade and connect with clients had significantly improved. This principle applies broadly. Initially, investing in quantity helps build momentum and experience. Yet, as you develop and expand your capabilities, managing your time effectively becomes less about sheer effort and more about leveraging your refined skills to achieve better outcomes. Ultimately, enhancing oneself through continual growth and skill development simplifies the task of managing time effectively. Here's an important lesson: whether you're starting a project or managing one, the initial phase puts you in control. You're the one calling the shots, making decisions, and driving progress. However, over time, if you're not vigilant, the project can take on a life of its own. What once was manageable can soon overwhelm you, leaving you scrambling to keep up and feeling out of control. I've experienced this firsthand with some of the companies I've launched. Initially, I felt empowered, steering the course of each endeavor. But after a couple of years, the tables turned, and I found myself struggling to maintain balance and control. It's a common challenge, starting strong but then finding yourself caught up in the whirlwind of demands. Here's the crux: to maintain control, you must actively take charge. This applies to every aspect of life. You need to take charge of your health, your time, and your resources. In one of my albums titled "Take Charge of Your Life," I emphasize this principle. It's not society's responsibility to ensure you stay healthy or secure financially. These are personal responsibilities that you must prioritize and manage proactively. By asserting control over these crucial aspects of your life, you empower yourself to navigate challenges effectively and achieve sustainable success. Taking charge is not just about initial control, it's about maintaining it through diligence and strategic management. It's essential to impose upon yourself the mandate of building a financial fortress around your family. Nothing penetrates it. Similarly, take charge of your life, health, future, and responsibilities. This self-imposed development of leadership and responsibility is crucial for personal growth and success. Another crucial lesson is understanding the concept of reasonable time. It's enough. This realization came to me through experience. It's not about the sheer number of hours you work, but what you accomplish within those hours. By infusing those hours with profound ideas and focused effort, the productivity gains can be immense. Ideas that may seem elusive now can flow effortlessly a year down the road, multiplying productivity many times over. Furthermore, effective time management is pivotal. We've already discussed the importance of setting written goals and prioritizing them. Another key is regularly reviewing your goals to ensure they remain aligned with your aspirations and motivations. When someone asks why you're up so early, simply explain that if they were pursuing the same path, they'd understand the drive to seize each moment. These principles underscore the importance of proactive planning, focused effort, and continuous self-assessment in achieving long-term personal and professional success. If you were in my shoes, facing the opportunities I'm facing, you'd understand why early mornings are crucial. The momentum and stakes are such that rising early becomes a necessity. Here are more essential tips for effective time management. Prioritize between majors and minors. When you pick up the phone, swiftly determine if it's a major conversation needing detailed attention or a minor one that can be concluded with a few pleasantries. For major conversations, it's wise to jot down an agenda beforehand. This ensures clarity and purpose, preventing the common scenario where details slip and calls need to be revisited. By distinguishing between what's major and what's minor, and by structuring communications with clear agendas, you not only enhance efficiency but also present yourself as organized and proactive in your interactions. These practices streamline your efforts and contribute significantly to your overall productivity and success. Here's a crucial insight: avoid majoring in minor things. Spending significant time on trivial tasks will constantly keep you lagging behind. In sales training, we learn to differentiate between major and minor time investments. Minor time includes activities like prospect brainstorming, list making, and administrative tasks related to prospects, as well as post-visit evaluations. These tasks are essential but are minor in impact. On the other hand, major time is spent directly in the presence of prospects. This is where real progress and results are made in sales. Reflecting on a typical sales week, you might find yourself dedicating a disproportionate amount of time to minor tasks and not enough to the critical moments spent with prospects. By prioritizing major time, being present with prospects, you maximize your effectiveness and ensure that your efforts align with achieving tangible results in your sales endeavors. This focus on majors over minors is key to optimizing productivity and success in any field where direct engagement and interaction are pivotal. Here's another crucial time management principle: beware of mistaking activity for achievement. It's easy to feel productive just by staying busy. Picture a person returning home exhausted, claiming they've been busy all day. The real question is, busy doing what? Some individuals might appear to be constantly in motion, but their progress is minimal, akin to tracing figure eights. In sales, there's a similar lesson: don't confuse politeness with agreement. A customer's pleasant demeanor and nods don't necessarily indicate they'll make a purchase, they might simply be courteous. Now, let's focus on concentration. I learned this lesson years ago while trying to compose letters in the shower, which turned out quite peculiar. I realized the importance of saving work-related tasks for the office. During the commute, enjoy the journey; during the shower, enjoy the relaxation. It's crucial to maintain focus on the appropriate task at the right time. Another critical skill is learning to say no when necessary. This empowers you to prioritize effectively and maintain control over your time and commitments. Here's a significant insight into managing time effectively. In today's society, it's tempting to say yes to everything and end up overloaded. Then, you spend a lot of time trying to backtrack from commitments made too hastily. A better approach might be to reserve judgment on minor commitments, saying something like, "I don't think I can commit to that right now, but if anything changes, I'll let you know." It's a strategy to avoid overcommitting. My friend Ron wisely advises, don't let your mouth overload your back. It's a reminder to be mindful of what you agree to take on. Now, here's a crucial rule for time management. When you're working, focus solely on work. When you're playing, immerse yourself fully in play. Mixing the two can lead to distractions and reduced effectiveness in both areas. I used to bring work to the beach and found myself mentally preoccupied with office matters instead of enjoying family time. Conversely, at the office, I'd be distracted thinking about wanting to be at the beach with my family. It didn't work well either way. I've since learned the importance of being fully present in each context. At the beach, I focus on enjoying the moment with my family, and at the office, I concentrate on the tasks at hand. This approach has improved both my work productivity and my ability to relax and enjoy leisure time without distractions. Here's an important piece of advice: avoid playing around at work. Work demands seriousness and focus. While a pleasant atmosphere with some humor is beneficial, it's essential not to gain a reputation as the office joker. Work is a significant part of your life, and it should be treated with respect and dedication. It's not about being grim or unhappy, but about approaching work with a serious mindset. This principle is about valuing your time and effort because every task you undertake at work represents a piece of your life invested. Another important principle to remember is that all work holds value. Even if you don't particularly enjoy your current job, if it serves as a stepping stone towards achieving your goals, it deserves appreciation. You don't necessarily need to be passionate about your job itself. Instead, focus on your passion for achieving incredible success across all aspects of your life. Every job, regardless of its nature, contributes to your growth, provides training, and allows you to make a meaningful contribution to society. Therefore, no job should be considered menial. Every job is noble in its own right. Next, take a close look at how you operate. If you identify any weaknesses that seem challenging to change, here's the crucial step: get them covered. I used to keep telling myself I'd manage the accounting. Eventually, I decided to let go of that and hired an accountant for an extra $50 or $60 a month. I initially thought I could save that money myself. But the truth is, trying to save that small amount cost me significantly in productivity. So, the lesson is, often, maintaining the status quo can end up costing you more than you realize. But ensure you have it managed, all right? Next, be cautious of the telephone and all other communication systems, particularly those at home. And here's a gem for your weekends: let all communication tools work for you, but don't let them invade. When it's time to have dinner with your loved ones, silence all systems except those that can silently take messages. Don't let the phone ring, don't let anyone intrude through the front door, the back door, or via any other device, ensuring John and his family can't be disturbed during dinner. If you maintain that kind of boundary, even the President of the United States couldn't reach you. Parents, when it's dinner or family time, nothing interrupts. So, prevent these clever devices from incessantly intruding. You need a sanctuary, a space that's sacred and precious. Don't allow anything to disturb that time, okay? Isn't that valuable advice? Exceptional guidance. Here's another point: read all the books. I've only jotted down a few notes on time management, but if you're facing specific challenges, whether running a large organization or a major corporation, there are numerous books out there to help you. Moving forward, stay vigilant about anything that could be consuming your time unnecessarily. Why? Because time is akin to capital. Just as you wouldn't let someone steal your seed corn or your capital, you shouldn't allow anyone to steal your time either. Allocate your time deliberately, and for those segments you designate as crucial, ensure they remain protected. While casual time might allow for interruptions, serious time should be safeguarded against any intrusion. Another powerful time management technique is mastering the art of asking upfront questions. Too often, conversations can drag on for an hour only to discover that if you had asked the right questions initially, you could have resolved the issue much sooner. By asking pertinent questions right from the start, you efficiently pinpoint the core problem and focus the discussion on what truly matters. Imagine saving yourself that wasted hour by diving straight into the heart of the matter. Instead of circling around irrelevant topics, you steer directly toward the essential issues. It's about making every conversation count from the outset. Next, embrace the practice of thinking on paper. This approach is invaluable for several reasons. Firstly, it helps in problem solving by transferring thoughts from your mind onto paper, allowing for clearer analysis and resolution. Secondly, it aids in goal setting and list making, providing a structured framework to prioritize tasks and track progress. Another effective method is maintaining project books. For each person or project you're involved with, organize a dedicated loose leaf binder with sections detailing ongoing summaries and updates. This project book serves as a reliable reference, documenting discussions, decisions, and next steps. Reviewing these notes before meetings ensures you stay informed and prepared, fostering more productive interactions and outcomes. Just as world leaders prepare meticulously before crucial meetings, organizing thoughts on paper enhances clarity, efficiency, and effectiveness in your own endeavors. You know, they bring him all these briefing books, right? Last time you were with Crush Sev Kennedy, he's informed. Here's what he said, and here's what you said. Kennedy mentioned, oh, that's valuable. I need to remember that. If someone's important, keeping a running account is worth it. You might even keep a project book for your children. Here's what's going on between me and my child. We've discussed this, and we've discussed that. Next up, keep track of your daytime or keep a record of all your appointments. Mine is full of times to catch airplanes, schedule seminars, and hold conferences, among other things. Having a game plan is essential. If you have bills like insurance coming up, put them on a spreadsheet to ensure they're handled on time. The key phrase, get things out of your head and onto paper. Experiment with different methods, it helps. Lastly, thinking on paper includes keeping a journal. One thing I'm known for worldwide for almost 4,000 years is keeping a journal. My journal isn't just a diary. It's part diary, where I jot down memorable moments like flying over Ireland or leading a seminar in Rome where 1,000 people stood and sang. But the main purpose of my journal is to gather great ideas. I use it to collect ideas about health, business, my future, and managing time wisely. In the past, I scribbled notes on bits of paper, old envelopes, or restaurant placemats, which cluttered my drawers and weren't helpful. Now, I've learned to keep a bound journal. If I had it with me now, I'd be jotting down notes from these past 2 days. If I'm ever without my journal, I take notes on paper and transfer them when I get home. I throw away the paper because I don't usually review it. My journals are a big part of my personal library, filled with invaluable experiences and knowledge. They're all saved for my children and grandchildren, who will inherit a wealth of wisdom from me. Can you imagine what I've gathered over the years? It's incredible. These journals are treasures I plan to pass down through generations. Number 1. Capture your moments. Don't let events go unrecorded. It only takes a moment to snap a photo and say, here's who I was with on my world travels. Have we taken all these pictures? People often send me photos they took with me, and they're precious treasures I keep on the farm. A picture tells 1,000 stories, capturing the scene, the emotions, the significance of the day. It's a way to remember extraordinary moments and stories from seminars long ago. Imagine the old photographs we cherish today, from a century or more ago, just a few snapshots capturing history. Now, think about leaving thousands of photos for your children, documenting your family's history, your parents, grandparents, and beyond. Start now to build that legacy through your photos. Here's the next thing to leave behind, your library. The books that transformed your life, improved your health, saved you from obscurity, and inspired others. The books that brought financial independence, developed your leadership skills, and offered wisdom during tough times. The books that carried you through seasons, helping you plan and reflect. What a legacy to leave behind! If you do this, your books will be more cherished than any furniture. Now, the third treasure to pass down is your journals. These are the notes that captured your life experiences, insights, and lessons. They will fascinate your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, guiding them as they navigate their own futures. Okay, we've wrapped up our discussion on time management for now.